Welcome back to another episode of Penny Help Jess. This is episode 596, and I was fortunate enough to get $12 in pennies a couple days ago from the bank, and there were quite a few older penny wrappers within that $12. I mean, for obvious reasons, I'd rather have two or three older penny wrappers than 100 with less copper. Because copper is really where it's at for me. Obviously, there are some. That's a nice 2023. Maybe I'll put that to the side for video. There are some zinc cents that have value. But the nice thing about copper pennies is that, it's a win. You know what I mean? To me, that's one of the beauties behind penny roll hunting. It's like you get a little treat in each one of the penny rolls. You get 5 or 10 copper pennies. You got a piece of history. You got coins. All these 2023s. Probably when I wouldn't be surprised if 2023 is the last year of this penny roll. No copper yet. I think this next one might be copper. Yeah. 61 Denver. You got a coin, you find a copper penny. It's like finding a piece of history. It was the point, in 1971, Nixon declared gold, took gold off of whatever it was, where it was where the currency was backed by gold, right? That happened in 1971, year I was born. And then 82, right? What was it? 11 years later, they said this is going to be the last year for copper pennies. And they went so far as they actually made half the pennies in zinc. They're like, yeah, let's. And it's what a wild concept. We're going to do, I mean, probably in all of history, nothing like that was ever done before, where they say, yeah, we're going to make half of the coins of one metal and the other half of another metal. I mean, it's just, that's three so far. We got 3 or 4. That's 4 copper pennies so far we got. That's great. And 98, no white AM. And then that was it. Obviously, 83 and beyond, they've all been zinc. And I think the opinion is generally shared that, they cheapened they basically turned pennies into fiat, right? So prior to 71, currency was backed by gold or silver, right? There's silver certificates also. What's that number? 6? Yeah, it's number 6. And it basically was the nail in the coffin. Like everything that we make is garbage, and it's just it's monopoly money. But when you find a copper penny, you find a piece of American history that's like the last remnant of that little. I don't know if that's a grease strike or not. The 2024 that's very common. So that's one of the wonders, one of the magical effects of penny roll hunting is just finding copper pennies. And to know that that's when it's the inflection point of US currency when basically the government just threw its hands up and said, speaking of an 82, pretty sure this is copper. Just threw their hands up and said, that's it. It's all junk. You know. Now, the newer penny rolls, and I think many people would agree with this. The point is really just to look for varieties. You're going to search through 1,000 2023s and hope to find one 2023V, maybe the 2000 and 2009s. Yeah, those were beautiful, designs. Or some other type of era, basically. But as far as finding, a penny that's worth a quarter, that's not going to happen. Generally speaking, I'm saying. So, looking at the penny wrapper and hoping, like a scratch off ticket or something, hoping that there's going to be a little bit extra copper in there. It's a pretty cool little activity. I think this is number 11. Not a lot of copper in here. 11's a lot. I think there's one more copper penny, one or two. Now, once you hit 13, you pass the 25% ratio mark, right? Because 23 doubled is 13. Once you hit 13, you hit the 25% mark. Because 13 doubled is 26, and that's how you get the ratio for pennies, and that is 12. And if we got one more, we might have one more in here. We might not. Not sure. And the 2017 P also, the only year that they put a P on it. So that's another cool little penny. So there are certain variety. It goes another 2017 P. I hold on to these. I hold on to the 2009s. And of course, I look for the wide AMs, the extra V. And it looks like we might not hit 13. Lucky number 13. And here's the last one. And is it copper? I don't think so. No. The 88 got the flare G, which I've never found. All right, so that's the whole ball of wax there. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Please click like and subscribe, and I will see you in episode 597.